Let me bring back Will Cain and Roland Martin. I want to talk to you briefly about Newt Gingrich. Will Cain, first to you. What an amazing comeback story from out of nowhere over these past few weeks. He is now, I think it's fair to say, together with Mitt Romney, the Republican presidential frontrunner. He's doing amazingly well right now, but, you know, a lot of his enemies, a lot of his critics say he is fully capable of going back down if he says something, if he explodes or implodes or whatever. What do you think, Will?
When, not if, Wolf. When? When does he implode, not if? When do all of his skeletons, all of his substantive problems, he's just as guilty of being called a rhino as Mitt Romney. He's got just the same character flaws as Herman Cain. When do those come out? Not if. Will it be after he wins the nomination or before he wins the nomination? I think these are very, very legitimate questions. I don't know how Newt Gingrich will hold on for the long haul, and I suspect that he won't. I'm just concerned about when that might happen. Well,
this notion of being a rhino, a Republican in name only, Will, I want you to explain. I mean, I've covered Newt Gingrich for a long time. I've only known him as a conservative and a Republican. Why do you think he's a Republican in name only?
No, I didn't say that. I said he's just as guilty of being called a rhino by those that are rhino hunters. And you defined it, and I'm sorry, that was inside baseball talk. Republican in name only. Well, Mitt Romney gets called a rhino for having championed the health care mandate in Massachusetts, for being on both sides of the abortion issue. Well, Newt Gingrich has been on both sides of the climate change issue. He sat on a couch with Nancy Pelosi and said man was causing climate change. We must do something about it. He championed Medicare Part D. He championed the health care mandate itself. He has many of these flip-flop issues on substantive policy, as many as Mitt Romney in his past. The issue is, Wolf, that I think many conservatives are placing style over substance. Newt Gingrich is combative. He's going to take it to President Obama. So a lot of voters, or at least a lot of poll takers, are willing to overlook these charges against Newt Gingrich in a way they won't with Mitt Romney.
Roland, hold on, Roland. Newt Gingrich's supporters are probably watching right now. We're getting ready to hear from the President of the United States. We're getting ready to hear from Newt Gingrich, and probably many of them are saying, wouldn't this be nice if this simply continued into the presidential general election season next year? But go ahead and weigh in on what we just heard from Will.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, remember, in 2008, Republicans were saying John McCain wasn't conservative enough. I mean, look at his track record. So, my God, the kind of criticism that he got. So it's no doubt you're going to hear that. Also, I think part of the problem, the Washington, D.C. media elite needs to stop sitting here saying, oh, Americans already know everything about Newt Gingrich. Look, he wasn't on the national stage. People are not talking about him as being the president of the United States as commander-in-chief. I do believe that we cannot sit here and dismiss his statements, dismiss his personal issues, dismiss his financial issues, the $300,000 fine he had to pay to Congress. And so we have to do our job to say, this is who this man is who wants to be president. And there's no doubt that they're going to be looking tough at him. But I also think, Wolf, that we fail to sit here and say it's a Gingrich-Romney deal when in the latest Des Moines Register poll, Ron Paul is sitting in second place. It's a bit unfair for us to overlook the person sitting in second and look at the person sitting in first and third. We've done that far too often. I'm not saying Ron Paul can win the nomination, but it's a bit unfair to overlook the guy who's actually sitting right behind Newt Gingrich.